Captain America versus Iron Man in Civil War. Submarina versus Aquaman. Magneto versus Professor X. And Wolverine versus Sabretooth. What do these all have in common? Their rivalries in comic books. Now, if you remember or if you look at my top one, Aquaman and Submariner are more of the characters that they portray, that they're similar. Aquaman is part of the sea, so is Submariner. That's kind of the difference. Magneto and Professor X, their characters they have a very interesting relationship, even in different media. You look at how, if you looked at the X-Men, prior to the X-Men, Magneto seems to be more of a villain, kind of more like a ho villain, in the same ways he was in the first X-Men movie. And Professor X, his relationship, Magneto's and Professor X relationship is sort of kind of a mutual respect. Then you have Wolverine and Sabretooth and their relationship, that they just kind of hate each other. What do you think makes a good rivalry? I know when you look at DC stuff, looking at DC, the Joker and Batman, they have a certain rivalry. Batman versus Superman has an interesting rivalry. I know that Batman and Superman, v Superman, Dawn of Justice, had a lot of. This is more of a criticism, but looking at sort of how the characters are portrayed in Batman v Superman, they're sort of like, it's in the same way as you look at Iron Man and Captain America, and how if you look at the Civil War, both the comics and in the film, how they both hate each other, and that kind of, or not hate each other, but they both have difference and disagreements. I think in the Civil War comics, Iron Man wants to have the superheroes be basically police officers. Captain America still wants them to be vigilantes. Same way with, Batman v Superman. In the film, Batman is saying if they're, Batman is saying that, what would happen if a guy comes out of the skies and proclaims he's the best. And I feel like Batman v Superman, the film, had some really interesting ideas, but Zack Snyder didn't execute them well. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would like to know what your thoughts are on, you, of course, and these are more not really rivalries in comics. Aquaman and Submariner, they have sort of different takes on it. But I kind of think that if you look at Captain America and Iron Man, how they have a real disagreement. And you can see that played out in Captain America Civil War, the film version, where they still don't see eye to eye. But what's your favorite superhero rivalry? I know the other one is Lex Luthor and Superman. And one thing I've looked at with Lex Luthor and Superman is how, if you look at something like Smallville, how their relationship goes from friends all the way down to enemies. But let me know what your thoughts are on comic book superhero rivalries or differences in characters such as Aquaman and Submariner, and the difference between Superman and Spider-Man. I think is they have similarities too. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on superhero rivalries. And as always, like and subscribe.